you brought up trades, we'll go to one of the trades that shocked everybody, man. Jordan Poole getting traded to the Washington Wizards for CP3. Let's talk about both ends, starting with the Warriors first, man. What are they gonna do with CP3 on their roster?
Trade him.
He got to come off the bench if they keep him.
They're not going to keep him. That was not a keep him move. Like, that move didn't say keep him at all.
I don't know, because the Wizards didn't say that. The Wizards, we knew he was either going to get bought out or he was going to get traded, right?
You remember that summer, like, Carmelo got traded like 3 times and then didn't even play the next year?
Yeah. They did Carmelo so dirty, man. Denver should have picked him up so he could get a ring. That's bullshit. I'm surprised.
CP3 will never suit up for Golden State.
If they keep him, he will, but he's gonna have to come off the bench.
They're not gonna keep him. It was I don't want the Lakers or the Clippers to have him, and if they want him, they're gonna have to overpay. It was a heist move. They wanted to get rid of Jordan Poole and that contract. They did.
So I'm hearing rumors that they might try to package a deal and go get PG-13.
Yeah, I started that rumor.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
It wasn't you that I saw that on though.
Oh, well that mean somebody else thinking like me then. That's good.
No,
it was one of them pages that I followed. They were talking about it was like CP3, Kuminga, and somebody else for PG-13.
That's cool.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm gonna give my thoughts after Eric. I'm gonna give my thoughts on why I think that might be a possibility. Go ahead, Eric.
Nah, man. I think Kerr. I think after they seen how Poole played in the playoff round, they threw fucking with Poole.
I think that was through messing with him before they seen him how they played. I think
from when Draymond punched him in the face, it was over.
Yeah, I think the way he played in the playoffs was a result of them effing with him. They was effing with him, and they was, you know what I'm saying, it was the locker room against Poole, except for the guys he got along with, most of the young guys like DiVincenzo and Kuminga and all that stuff. So this is what I think is going on with the Warriors. So we got Bob Myers that stepped down, right? And this is what I can see from the whole situation. Bob Myers was drafting players that was supposed to eventually take Draymond and Klay's place, right? They went and got Wiseman #1. They went and got Jordan Poole. They went and got Kuminga. They went and got Moses Moody, and then they traded for Wiggins, right? So these guys were supposed to be the guys moving forward with Steph in the future. What happened is Klay and Dre was like, hell nah, y'all ain't. We see y'all trying to replace us, and it created tension and almost like an internal war from the old regime, which was Curry, Steve Kerr, Draymond, and Klay, those 4 guys, against Wiseman, Kuminga, Poole, and Moody, those 4 guys. And Bob Meyer was the dude that was trying to replace those old guys, but keep Steph Curry, of course, right? And their internal war was, well, we're gonna make it obvious. We go muddy the waters. We're not gonna let y'all take our place. We ain't gonna let y'all get their money, all that stuff. And then when Poole still got that contract, according to some of the Warrior vlogs and radio stations I follow, they got inside sources saying that the only person who wanted to give Poole that contract was Bob Myers. They said Kerr, the owners, and the other players didn't want Poole to get their money. Poole was rubbing it in because he knew he was going to get their money. Myers wanted to replace everybody. That's why Draymond was pissed off at him. That's why everybody was mad at him. That's why Draymond punched him and all that stuff. And then he got the money, and then they just made it clear that we can't win without Klay and Dre, and Poole is not that guy. And Kerr helped them do that by taking his minutes away, messing with his shots, messing with his playing time, giving Klay way more of a leash than you gave Poole, pulling Poole every time he got a mistake. The radio stations was talking about Poole's body language and all that stuff, and they created that whole situation to get Poole out of there.
Hey man, you can say what you want to, bro, but when it's time to show up, you got to show up. I mean, you can say they pulled your minutes and all this, but if you seen him in that playoff game, that motherfucker was making some grave mistakes.
I seen Draymond in that playoff game the year they won it, right? So the year that the Warriors won it, Poole outplayed Draymond, and Draymond was the guy that looked like he needed to go.
I'm telling you, they're never gonna let Draymond go. Draymond is the heart and soul of Golden State.
Which is crazy because I remember a day and time where the heart and soul of your team used to be your best player.
Yeah.
Imagine someone saying, "Hey, man, Michael Jordan the best player, but the locker room belongs to this guy."
The BJ Pack,
Horace Grant,
right?
Horace Grant.
Yeah, the locker room belongs to Horace Grant. That don't even make sense to me.
Nah, and you know what? I wanted to have faith that Draymond would leave. They would trade him. They would cut him or whatever. They would rock with the new wave. But as soon as I'll tell you exactly the exact moment that Jordan Poole spelled his own destiny, it was in that Lakers series, and he hoisted up that 3 from the parking lot, and everybody was looking at him like he was crazy. At that moment, they was packing his shit.
Yeah, when I heard them press conferences after they got put out of the Lakers series, and Kerr was talking about we can't win without Draymond, and Steph was like the core 3, and Draymond was saying the core 3, and Klay was saying the core 3. I already knew what it was, and then when Bob Myers was like, "I'm out," I was like, "Yep." Bob Myers want to move on from them, and don't nobody else want to move on, and that's why they keep saying it in the media. We got to have Dre, we got to have Klay, we got to have the core 3. And the Bob Myers was like, "All right, I'm out, man. I'm out. If that's what y'all want to do, I'm out." And as soon as he got out, they announced Dunleavy, and what Dunleavy do, his first order of business was whatever Joe Lacob and Steve Kerr was telling Bob Myers to do that he didn't want to do. That's the first thing Dunleavy did when he got in office.
Yeah, he was hired to do that.
Yeah. Yep. Are you willing to pull the trigger on this? Because Bob wouldn't. That's all it was.
I mean, I get it. I just think Poole could have he could have definitely proved all of them wrong. When the minutes that he did have, he could have did something with it.
And if he did do something with it, but they still lost to the Lakers, then what? They would have moved on from Draymond?
They may not have lost to the Lakers if he had to do what he was supposed to do.
Well, that tells me that he was the most important piece then. If they needed him to do what he needed to do, because last time I checked, when Draymond didn't do what he needed to do, they still won the championship.
Facts.
They benched Draymond against Boston.
Facts.
Straight up benched him.
Dante DiVincenzo outplayed Draymond Green.
Facts.
I get it. I'm just saying, when he had his opportunity, he didn't live up to the hype. And they gave him a bag.
Yeah, they did.
Steph and Klay was the catalyst for that championship. They was hooping.
And Poole.
Yeah,
because Poole, remember Steph didn't
I would even say more Poole than Klay.
Yeah, it was definitely more Poole than Klay.
It was more Poole than Klay. Yeah.
Poole carried the whole playoffs.
Draymond was nowhere to be found. Draymond was turning the ball over at a high rate. He was shooting inefficient as all hell.
Playing football.
Getting in foul trouble mad early.
Draymond is the attitude, and obviously he wants that on the team. So
Draymond was playing the wrong sport. I sing football. I sing Roman Greco wrestling. I sing all that on the court. It wasn't enough basketball being played by Draymond.
I like Draymond, man.
I like basketball, man. So when I see high level basketball being played, I'm gonna go with that. And
you still mad about Draymond stepping on a motherfucker? You still?
If we being honest, man, I don't think Draymond has ever really played a high level of basketball.
Nah, he played high level basketball. He's a good player. He can hoop. He can hoop. He just not worth the money that when I see people overinflate him.
That's loyalty money.
I get that. Yeah, that's a business move saying, look, man, you made my company worth you was a part of the guy who made this worth $4 billion.
Exactly.
I gotta break some bread with you for that. But as far as if we just talking basketball, if I'm the basketball guy and the owner was like, look, do what's best for basketball, forget being loyal. They done made us the money. We already billionaires now. Forget it. He already got the money. He already got paid. We're not about to pay him again. I'm moving on from Draymond for basketball purposes. What Bob Myers was trying to do was to make them a formidable team for the next 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And what Steve Kerr and the core three is trying to do is make sure that they're good for the next 2 years. Because what we did for you the last 10 years.
I'd say that's a fact.
I think them winning that ring last year was a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
Because it was a blessing because it's like, you know, it just shows like when they're healthy, like because we saw the years without Klay, we saw the years that Steph got hurt, and then they were like one of the worst teams in the league. And they kept on telling everybody, like, wait until we get healthy. And they stood on that, right? So everybody was like, yeah, Golden State is still a dynasty. The curse is now that because they seen that they got it out the mud, just them, they feel like they can continue to do that again. And it's like, nah, you got to understand, like, that was a win for the nostalgia. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all not gonna be able to continue to do it just like that.
Yeah.
Y'all have to adapt. Y'all have to, you know, change with the times. And it
That's
doesn't
the last
seem
one
like
they'll get.
that is the last one that
that's
they'll
the last
get.
one they get. And they don't. And the bad part about it, I don't know if they don't believe it or they just saying it so they can get their money. But it sounds like they don't believe that's the last one they go get. And to your point, Chris, about Golden State Warriors still being a dynasty, they don't even believe Golden State is a dynasty. They think Dre, Klay, Steph, and Kerr is the dynasty. Just those four guys. They don't get no respect to Iguodala. They don't get no respect to KD. They don't get no respect to how good Sean Livingston was for them. David West, Leandro Barbosa. None of those guys get the respect for what they did for Golden State. It's just those three players and Steve Kerr. That's it.
Well, here's
That's
the
dynasty,
Mark Jackson,
bro. Here's the reality.
And Mark Jackson.
They feel like them are the core. They feel like they can put pieces around them. They feel like that those four are the core. They feel like that's what they need to build. That's the foundation. That's what they need to build on.
Yeah, and they wrong
that's
about
why
that.
that's why I said that last ring is also a blessing and a curse, because now it's like it's reminiscent of the first ring that they got together.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying, like,
that was the NBA's way of, like, it was their swan song.
Exactly.
A severance package, because it's like
same way Tom Brady got his, and he should have retired after he got into Tampa Bay, but he was like, "No, I'm gonna try to get another one." And the NFL was like, "We just gave you we gave you an opportunity to ride out like MJ did, and you trying to steal another one? No." And it failed. And
honestly,
well,
Tom had the best situation, because they was like,
now he got a gift that the Chiefs' offensive line went down. He got a gift. He would have lost.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. As soon as they said that Tom was going to Tampa Brady and the Super Bowl was in Tampa Bay, nobody else was winning the ring. That was it. They was like, oh, we get a chance to have Tom Brady do something that ain't never been done in history.
Yeah.
Win the Super Bowl in your home stadium.
That's a game that I block out mentally.
Yeah. Hey, but last thing I say about the Warriors, man, is the dynasty is not the core three, Eric. The dynasty is Curry. That's what people don't really realize.
Yeah,
it's
for
Curry.
sure.
And when you have a player like that, you should be able to.
I'm saying that's what they believe.
Exactly. That's what they believe. That's what they think. But the Warriors owner need to understand.
They fell off.
Yeah. And Draymond don't play basketball.
Draymond ain't. You ain't looking for Draymond to score no big points.
No.
Well, the problem is that Curry won't, like, he won't step up. Like he riding with his guys, but he doing it behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So with the young guys too, I believe he's placating to them, but then going back to, you know, the core three and like, nah, nigga.
That whole stuff.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He won't take a stand. Like, you know what I'm saying? Give me my leaders like Mike and Kobe.
Exactly.
You know exactly where you stand with them.
Yeah.
You know, give me that type of leader.
It's always better when you can put your best player and the leader in the same body. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, Jordan and Pippen, they ran their locker rooms. Even when Shaq was in LA, Kobe was like, "Look, man, hey, at some point, big fella, you gotta give it up. You know, this me. I'm the new young gun." So
and that man tells Shaq tells a story about he said, "Hey man, Kobe, pass me the damn ball." And Kobe said, "Man, you want the ball? Get the rebound."
Yeah, go get a rebound.
Exactly. I like that.
I'm shooting this one. I'm letting you know. Now, if you was in shape, you could get those rebounds and dunk them.
Yeah. Now show me a team where they had a lot of success for a long time that also allowed a voice to be louder in the locker room than your best player. Even with Tim Duncan, they was careful about who they bought in that locker room because we're not about to bring nobody that's going to be louder than Duncan.
But it's crazy because Tim Duncan kind of learned how to lead from David Robinson, like that same quiet, still voice, but you knew who the guy was.
When he spoke, it was time to listen.
And then David Robinson, after carrying that franchise and city on his back for a decade, he gladly just handed the keys to the city to Tim Duncan. He didn't even make him work for him.
Yeah.
Right.
So and that's why I love the Admiral, man. He really, he was that guy. Like he was like, nah, man, those are young wheels right there.